bukan basicnya gila dia second inside.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and with me today is the one, the only, the coach from Echo Base. How are you doing, brother?
Holy crap, man. That's how you start a morning right there.
That is how you start a morning. You know, I only thought I was going to get to use that once. I was going to use it Friday, and that's all I was going to do with it. One shot intro, and I'm using it Monday morning.
It's amazing. Like, I got chills. That was just incredible.
I cannot believe it is Monday. Literally, I cannot believe it. I'm absolutely blown away. We've got Christmas this week. It is Christmas week. That is why Coach is chilling here with us in Valhalla, because it is Christmas week and a lot of people have this week off. Thank you so very much, everyone, for being here. Loriana Creel, good morning. Darth Haster, one half of Tag Team Valkyrie, Samantha Joe is here. Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Keely, Roll Tide, brother. Banner of Fire. Mark the Infinitely Tired. Good morning, Darth Haster. Good morning, Lord Thoth, Gun Bunny, Dave G. Sound, Colin P. Smith. Good morning, guys. Good morning to the Battle Angel, Heiress of Chaos. Good morning, guys. It is so wonderful to have you guys here. Thank you so very much for being here this morning. And man, do we have news. Psychodorf 9, good morning. Kretzox 5, good morning. Man, we have some incredible news. Apparently, there is going to be coming up. They have greenlit the idea to do a Luke Skywalker television series on Disney Plus. I'm blown away. Absolutely blown away. Echo Base dropped that last night. I was like, holy shit. They have confirmed that they have greenlit the show to work on the show. I'm absolutely blown away. Absolutely blown away. I was shocked. That quick. Bam, it's coming.
Yeah, so much is happening right now. It's insane. You just mentioned Christmas, and Star Wars has gone, for those of you who watch the market, Star Wars just went supernova.
Yep.
It was ticking up, the last few episodes of Mandalorian, and then they bring in the hero of Star Wars, the hero of the galaxy, the person that everybody's been wanting to see, and then supernova happens. And there's so much momentum behind it. Now, it's not to say that Disney can't get this thing off track real quick, but right now, everything's going in their favor. And they did just confirm that the show is in early development. And, Loki, I got to tell you, man, there's nothing in Star Wars that I would rather see than some more of my hero. And I also want to say, hail to the chat. Thank you guys for letting me be here with you this morning. It's wonderful being home, being able to hang out with you guys. I swear this is the best community on YouTube, bar none.
Thank you, brother. Mark the Emily Tired. Congrats, Echo Base Network, on going over 5K. Love your Christmas photo. Loki, if you can find it on Twitter, show everyone that awesome pic.
You got to watch Mark. He's some screws are loose.
You know what? This is such a change in direction with Disney. This is a huge change in direction. And Psychodorf9 with a $5 super chat. Cautiously optimistic. I cannot disagree with you there, brother. Cautiously optimistic. They've screwed up a good thing before. Absolutely. And just for you this morning, brother, thank you so very much. We're going to bring down some Dragon Fire for you, Psychodorf9. Skol! You guys keep the fires burning bright in Valhalla. Thank you, Psychodorf9. With the news that they are doing this, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back, because there's a lot of people that aren't buying this. There's a lot of people that are like, no, they're going to screw it up. And I don't blame you for feeling that way, because Kathleen Kennedy had a mission, and that was to limit Luke Skywalker and make him unimportant. Disney realized that anything Luke was going to be in, he'd take over. And I want to tell you something. Big shout out to I'm almost saying Cara Dune, to Gina Carano, to Ming Na Wen, to those actresses, because let me tell you something. They had a kick-ass role. They had a kick-ass part in the finale of The Mandalorian, and that is exactly what happened. Luke came in, and that is what everyone is talking about. Those ladies kicked ass, and they knew. Let me tell you guys something. Favreau knew. Filoni knew. They both knew. Even KK knew that when Luke showed up, that's what everyone was going to focus on. And they said that was what was going to happen. That any scene he was in, he was going to take over. And they limited what he was. They limited his importance, and they limited him himself, Mark Hamill himself, in the Disney trilogy.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's absolutely no doubt about that, Loki. And it makes you wonder, something that we talked about last night. There was a huge disconnect between somebody at Disney, whether it was Kathleen Kennedy. I agree with you. I think that she had agenda. She didn't want to show Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker. But if you go above her, if you go to Bob Iger, if you go to whoever the new guy is, there is a disconnect. I don't think they had a clue what Luke Skywalker would do to the fandom if he came back. They didn't think that Luke was important. They forgot, Loki. They forgot. They forgot the hero of Star Wars. They thought it was them. That's Disney's problem. Disney thinks that whatever they do is gold. Disney thinks that they can't be wrong. But they've obviously been wrong, and now this is proof in the pudding, my friends. Luke Skywalker comes back, and the earth is on fire right now. And this thing, I mean, look how long it took them to confirm that there's a Luke Skywalker show. We just had investor days, Loki. Nothing was said about Luke Skywalker. Now, I know there's a reason for that. They didn't want to spoil it, but these people had no clue this was going to happen. They would have pulled this trigger a long time ago if they had known the backlash that they were going to get, if they were going to know that they could be so horribly wrong about what they've done to our Star Wars.
It's true. It's true. And this has been in the cooker for a year. Ladies and gentlemen, we found out over the weekend this has been hidden for over a year. The call that went out to Mark Hamill came from Jon Favreau himself. And Mark Hamill said, no, I'm done with Star Wars. And he said, let me explain. And when he was done explaining, Mark Hamill said, okay, yeah, do it. Do it.
Do it.
That is amazing that this has been in the works for a year. It wasn't shoehorned in at the last minute. It wasn't something they just threw together. It was a planned action of attack, and they knew what they were doing. And they knew that when Luke came in, he was going to take over the end of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
All of those characters had a really good season. It started out low, and it just built constantly. Built on itself. How good that series was going to be. And then the last 10 minutes, we get a Jedi Master throwing down, kicking ass.
Oh, praise the maker.
I know you got a call because I put out a call. The first time I saw it was with Dave Bob and Lorena Creel.
Mm-hmm.
About an hour before my show started on Friday.
Yeah.
I know as soon as I was done, I was calling my version of Nick saying, dude, you got to get up. You got to get up. You got to watch this. What's going on? You sent me a text and said, wake up. Yeah, that's right. Get your ass up and watch The Mandalorian.
Everybody needs their version of Nick. Everybody needs a pain in the butt every once in a while.
And how long has it been since anyone's been that excited about Star Wars?
Yeah, when you're getting a text message before you even wake up and it says, stay off the internet, go watch the show, speak to no one.
Yeah, don't go on Twitter. Don't go anywhere. Hell, I'm deleting messages in chat. Like, no, not yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. No spoilers till the very end. And then we'll warn people. If you don't want to hear this, go watch the show and come back.
Yeah.
And now we're here Monday morning.
You got to stay off the internet. What's amazing to me is like, you know, it's been 2.5 days now since it all went down, and it's still on fire. And people are like commenting on YouTube and Twitter. You know, there's thumbnails. The information is out there. The world knows he's back. The world knows.
Yes.
If you don't know Luke Skywalker has returned, then you are not a Star Wars fan in any regard. Like, there's just no way. So if that's still a secret to you, don't get mad because it got spoiled for you at this point.
And I so wanted to start the show today on camera with a notepad that said, Ryan, your interpretation of Luke sucks.
Oh,
And just smile.
That would be quite the reveal there, my friend.
And just smile. Your interpretation of Luke sucks.
I bet you look like Mark Hamill. A young Mark Hamill. I can see it.
Oh, shit. You know what? Imagine being Mark. Imagine being Mark and having to go through The Last Jedi. Having to go through The Last Jedi, trying to talk some sense into Rian Johnson. Ryan don't want to listen to you. KK don't want to listen to you. Nobody wants to listen to you. And then you get all of that reaction, all of that backlash, all of that. This isn't Star Wars. You screwed it up. And then getting that call saying, hey, guess what we're going to do? We're going to bring you back, and we're going to bring you back as a total badass, laying the smackdown against the Dark Troopers. And we want your permission to de-age you. And then signing that NDA and knowing that this is coming. And I'm sure there were moments where he was worried. Are they gonna mess it up? Are they gonna screw it up?
Well, look at the momentum that they have right now, and this is something that I would like to speak on here because I'm I'm very gun shy and very reluctant when it comes to Star Wars and Disney because of what's happened over the past years. But if you look at what's happening right now, this very moment, could they still mess it up? Absolutely they could. Some might even say that it's likely. But Loki, a big thing going into this season was the role of Ahsoka.
Yep.
And it was huge. And there was some backlash when Rosario Dawson was mentioned that she was going to be coming to the show. They pulled that off, bro. They absolutely nailed it and killed it. And then, the other big news was Tamura Morrison. And that one's a little bit easier because he played Django, and it's, that's an easier pass. But they nailed it with Tamura Morrison as Boba Fett. It was so awesome. And then we are all freaking stunned. And here they are again. They have nailed it. And I think that if we shift our focus away from Disney and we put our focus on Jon Favreau,
yep,
we begin to feel a lot better, and we begin to have a little bit more confidence moving forward.
I completely agree. I said it in the very beginning over a year ago when we started watching The Mandalorian and started reviewing The Mandalorian. I am behind Favreau doing this. I'm not behind Disney doing this. I am behind Favreau doing this. I have faith that they're going to leave Favreau alone and let him do what he wants. And when I saw the picture of Favreau, Filoni, and Lucas sitting there like wisecracking each other, smiling as they were working on an episode together, I said, okay, you know what? That's something special.
Yeah.
Because Lucas didn't want anything to do with Disney after what they pulled. So to see him there with Favreau and Filoni and KK in the back of the bus looking like she's pissed, I knew this is going to be something special.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not everybody had faith in that. There were people, Mandalorian, it's not Star Wars music. It's not Star Wars, it's fake Star Wars. And I had faith. I had faith in Favreau to make something special, to give us something we wanted. And the look on everyone's face when that last episode hit at the end, the look in your reaction video, the look on my face, hearing Dave Bob cheering, hearing Lorena Creel cheering, and it's him, it's Luke.
That's never going to get old, man. That scene is going to be timeless. I'll tell you what, Loki. There's so many of us who are original trilogy fans, even prequel trilogy fans, and I've even seen it in some of the comments here. I see it at Echo Base all the time, and I understand it, and my heart seriously goes out to those who say Star Wars is dead to them. I understand it. I get it. It was hanging by a thread for me for so long now. So I understand that. But what I am trying to get my mind around is, and this is something that you are so good at, Loki. This is something that's so natural for you here at Valhalla, your community. This is our rallying cry. Yes. We have their ear right now. If Star Wars is ever going to come back, this is our last chance. This is our only hope. They just gave us Luke, and we damn sure better let them know. Thank you. This is what we wanted. We better blow it the freak up, or it's going to be gone forever.
I agree. I completely 100% agree. And Psychodorf 9 with a $5 super chat only got it right because they know if they blow the launch, Disney's dead. Thank you so very much, Psychodorf 9, brother. Skull! And we we've got a $20 super chat from the Battle Angel Heiress of Chaos. Would you say that the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian gave us a new hope, Coach?
That has double meaning. Yes, absolutely I do. And I'm going to say, I mean, I'm just a big, gullible, emotional blob of mess here. I have a little bit more than hope now. And it's because of Jon Favreau. I'm not really sure about Filoni yet. I'm afraid that Filoni is only married to his Star Wars creations and not those of the OT. Because you got to remember, Mandalorian is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. We're talking about original trilogy timeline. 5 years is nothing. And Loki, you got to look at it this way too. They are shifting their focus at Disney to that time period.
Yes.
The Ahsoka series, what's the other one? The Republic Commando show. Rangers of the Republic. That is definitely a shift more towards original trilogy. They're trying to bring it back. They are certainly appealing the fans, and I don't call this fan service. Bringing Luke Skywalker back was not fan service. This is story. This fits. If it fits in the story, if it fits in the narrative, if it's a main plot point, that's not fan service. R5-D4 on Tatooine in that lady's little spaceport to go get her a drink, that's fan service. Yep. The Death Star droid walking down the hallway, that was fan service. Yeah, that's fan service. Luke Skywalker showing up, that is not fan service. If they're making this part of the story, and they are, then, and he's getting his own spin-off show now, this is certainly a new hope. Heiress of Chaos, that's a beautiful point.
Thank you so very much, Heiress of Chaos, for that $20 super chat. And you want to do it with me, Coach?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Spartans! What is your profession?
And we've got a $5 super chat from Medega Outlaw. Star Wars was dead to me. An original fan, too. I was tied up in my own created universe to care. Your excitement is bringing me back. We are excited, Adega. Thank you so very much, brother. And some havoc for you here this morning. Skol! And Cred Sox 5 with a $5 super chat cried the moment I saw the lightsaber. Luke Skywalker is back. Now that's the Luke we want. Damn straight, Cred Sox. Thank you so very much. And we're going to throw some Gojira at you. Skol! Thank you guys so very much. All of you keep the fires burning bright in Valhalla. Thank you.
I used to have a problem with Skull about 10 years. Wintergreen, long cut. I moved to Cherry because people would quit bumming.
Well, this is like saying cheers in Scandinavian.
No, that's awesome. I'm looking for a dip.
Skull, where? Where? What I am seeing come out of Lucasfilm and positive candor, yes. Should the Luke Skywalker series be called A Restored Hope? Yes. I would absolutely love that if they did that. I am seeing a film version of the EU coming. When you talk about Star Wars and you talk about the EU, instead of writing it out in a book, everyone that said, I want a live action EU. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly believe that is what you are looking at getting. With so many shows coming, Republican Rangers, you've got the Ahsoka series, you've got the Anointed, you've got Luke Skywalker just starting up into production. A lot of people right now are talking about how the Book of Boba is going to take over the Mandalorian. That the Book of Boba Fett is going to be chapter 3.
Yeah. Do you say Bubba Fett too?
Yes, I say Boba Fett too. I grew up in Texas, so of course I say Boba Fett.
I love it. I love it.
Boba.
That feels so weird.
So and yeah, Eastland Burkholder, fan service is not a bad thing. Fan service can be front and center when character development and an interesting story should be front and center. And Luke should be front and center.
Oh, I absolutely agree with that. I hope people didn't take that the wrong way when I said just fan service, because that's just a major complaint that a lot of fans of The Mandalorian have had, or a lot of detractors. A lot of people that haven't bought into it are saying, "Oh, it's just fan service. There's nothing there." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, so what are you saying now? Because Luke's back, and that's not fan service. So what's your excuse now? And that's kind of my thinking there. I loved seeing R5-D4. I love the Jawas. I love the Tusken Raiders. I love the Star Wars feels that you get watching it, because that's what makes it feel like Star Wars, is the little degrees of fan service that they have. But nothing comes before the story. Nothing. Not the eye candy, not the graphics, not the music, nothing. It has to have story because it's Star Wars. And if it doesn't, it's dead.
Yeah, Star Wars is a story about hope. That's what George Lucas did with the original trilogy. That's what all those men and women that worked on that movie, that wrote, that helped make those movies, the original trilogy, it was all about the story.
Mark, the Book of Bubba. Oh, he kills me, man.
He does. Absolutely, he does. Lord Thaw says, love seeing Luke Skywalker season 2. I'd rate an 8.5 out of 10. Hate what they have done with Boba. Yeah. Really, a lot of people are divided over that, and that's okay. A lot of people are divided over this Luke thing. And one of the things I keep hearing over and over again is all roads lead to the sequel trilogy. No, all roads do not lead to the sequel trilogy. I got word almost a year ago that they were going to decanonize the films and turn them into legends. That was right about the time that Favreau was calling Mark Hamill saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I want you to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Coincidence?
No. And I'll tell you what, Loki, to back that point up, you take a silly little show, you take a silly little movie, the Star Wars Holiday Special, the Lego one. Yep. They're putting it in our heads. The whole shifting through time and space, the veil, all of that. They are making sure that stays alive in our minds. Yep. So when it actually happens, it doesn't feel wrong or out of place. They had to give it a little bit more credence than just what they did in Rebels. So yeah, I'm 100% hoping that we see that. And when I saw that in that holiday special, I was like, there it is. That's foreshadowing right there, my friends. That is foreshadowing. And this needs to happen.
It does. And Purple, you have a great day. Thank you so much for being here, Purple Valkyrie, and helping out. Thank you.
Purple's the goat, so man. Much. Purple is the goat. Man.
She's everywhere. Everywhere. Purple is everywhere. On every stream, you've got a Purple Valkyrie somewhere. Absolutely. So, there's no way I can be on the fence on this. I am excited. I want good Star Wars. And I was thinking about this last night. Coach, let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. If you got word tomorrow, hey, guess what? We've got Jedi Master Luke Skywalker Black Series from The Mandalorian coming out, dropping tomorrow. Oh. Would you buy it?
I don't know if I would buy it, but I would absolutely, certainly dig it. And I would fully expect it to fly off the shelves. I would potentially buy it. I am very conservative with my cash flow, and I know that people kind of see me as like the Star Wars toy guy. I hate to say it because a lot of people aren't gonna, you're gonna disagree. A lot of people, and that's totally okay. I'm a Star Wars toy snob. I really am. If it's not original trilogy, I pretty much don't buy it. If it's not original Kenner 77 to 85, I don't really. When I buy things that's modern, which in Star Wars toy world, everything after 1985 is considered modern. If I buy something that's modern, I'm opening it up and I'm going to use it in a stop motion animation for our channel. That's just what I do. I've had so many toys, Loki, that it's really hard for me to see something new and I'm like, I got to have that. Now, I will tell you this. When a Luke Skywalker action figure first came out for The Last Jedi, it was before the movie. I went and bought it. I went and bought it. I put it up on my shelf with all of my original Kenner line because my hero was back.
Yeah.
Right after I watched the movie, I came home and I threw that bitch away.
Let me ask you something. Last week, this was before, mind you, this was before I saw this.
Yeah.
I went down, I had a barbershop appointment. Well, right next to the barbershop here in town, there is a pawn shop. And I got there 25 minutes early. I'm walking around the pawn shop and I see Star Wars Kenner action figures.
Oh my gosh.
From the re-release in the 90s.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And there's Luke.
That's called Power of the Force 2.
Yes. The Kenner release. They had a Return of the Jedi Luke. They had a Hoth Leia, and they had a Hoth Han and a regular Han from the first movie. I got the Han from the first movie. So I don't buy stuff like that. So I got a Luke, a Return of the Jedi Luke, a Hoth Leia, and a Han Solo. I got the 3. I couldn't help myself. $9.99 a piece. Can't help myself. I don't buy Star Wars stuff. I don't. I haven't since the release of The Force Awakens. Right. I got my girls' posters because they loved Rey. They absolutely love Rey. Now my middle daughter, she's like, that bitch is OP. She doesn't like her. But back then they were all about BB-8 and Rey and Star Wars being back. They love Star Wars. They love Darth Vader. If you ask my middle child, well, what's your favorite Star Wars character? She could tell you it's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Darth Vader's her favorite.
I'll tell you what, man, going back to that 90s release, I'm not trying to get you off tangent here on the toys, and I'm seeing people's comments. We got a Palatoy mention over there in the UK. That is phenomenal. Somebody said mint on card, Kenner Star Wars. Like, there's just nothing like it. That 90s re-release of Star Wars figures from Kenner, I call it the He-Man line because they're all super buff, They're like Luke Skywalker did not look like that. But, the prequels came out and the magic was kind of gone with the toys. If you grew up with the Kenner toys, the magic was kind of gone, and they've never gotten that back, Loki. The toys magic with Star Wars has never. They've tried. They tried so hard that they're even bringing out the retro Kenner line. And, if they had kind of started there, maybe that would have worked. I don't know. But Star Wars isn't quite back enough for me yet to get hyped about the toys. And I want it to. That would be amazing if I ever see myself going to the store to pick up modern Star Wars toys. That means it is truly back. Like, wow, that would be amazing. I want to see kids playing with Star Wars toys again.
Yep.
I want to see Star Wars toy commercials again, because that, for us growing up, that was just as big as the movies for us. We got to make our own movies with those toys. Those toys are second to none.
No, they aren't. They're the Star Wars toys. That was a huge explosion, and Lucas knew what he was doing when he's like, "No, I'm keeping the merchandising rights." The merchandising rights were his. No, Fox didn't care. They had no idea. And then they were like, "Shit, shit."
Yep.
I would not believe it a year ago if you told me you're gonna walk into a Walmart or a Target and the Star Wars line's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
The retro toys, like you had that speeder you guys gave away. You know what? As soon as that stream was done, I was on eBay. Hoth Air Speeder. And the one I found was in a box, and it was a re-release from the 90s, and it was $110. And they had I think they had a black series that was almost the same price. And I'm like, "Oh, mighty." Try and find a mint one from the 80s. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. And these guys over at Echo Base are giving them away.
Oh. Yeah. 1980. That thing's 40 years old. Great shape. We love our toys, man. And, I buy collections when I come across them. And I keep what I want, and I kind of just offload the rest. And I sell what's left over, and then I do giveaways on our channel. And that's the stuff that I give away is the stuff that I don't want to keep for myself. And I was like, so the ironic thing about the speeder, the snow speeder, was that I had actually sold it on eBay, and the buyer backed out and did not pay for it. And I'm like, well, guess I got to relist it. And then I'm looking around. I'm going, what am I going to give away today? And Luke came back. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Luke Skywalker came back. And I'm like, what original Star Wars figure am I going to give away? And I'm thinking, I'm not giving away Luke. I can't do it. And then I looked at the speeder, and I was like, well, you know what? I was going to sell that anyways. What's $50?
Yeah.
So I put it on there and gave it away, and it was, I think the chat was surprised, but I just love the smiles that it brings people. Like, I would love a show where I could show up and potentially win a vintage Star Wars item. We just love that. We just love it.
And the givers of YouTube. I've been calling you guys the givers of YouTube since day one.
Yeah.
Givers of YouTube.
Well,
and Mark
thank you,
C.
bro.
with a $5 super chat. Part of the toy issue is the type of plastic. With Attack of the Clones, Hasbro made smaller joints with cheaper plastic. The quality disappeared.
Amen.
Amen, brother. And thank you so very much for that $5 super chat. Skol!
Go!
Little Arnold for you in the morning. What could go wrong with that? And hail Snow Dub. Thank you so much, Mark C. You guys keep the fires burning bright in Valhalla. I'm excited for the first time in, man, when did The Last Jedi come out? It was what?
2017?
2017, yeah. 2017. I'm excited for the first time for Star Wars since 2017.
That's when everything went wrong, Loki.
Yeah.
They gave us that cliffhanger in The Force Awakens. You know, for me, when I left The Force Awakens, I'm thinking it was okay. I liked it, and it gets a total pass for me because I know I'm going to get my hero back in the next movie. And then what happened. And Star Wars has been dead for so many fans after what they did to Luke.
Yep.
Because we were looking for Luke to take Episode 8, the sequel trilogy. We were looking for Luke to take this thing to the next level.
Yeah, climb the steps to the Jedi Master's temple and learn from the Kung Fu Master.
Yeah.
Even Lucas called it Kung Fu at one point back during the original trilogy. He said learning the Force, becoming a Jedi is like learning to become a Kung Fu master. And when I saw the steps, I'm like, ooh, Rey's going to be hurting carrying up buckets of water up them damn stairs, running with buckets of water. Why I have to do this, just train. Yeah. Train. I wanted a training montage, the likes of the bride in Kill Bill, when she's learning from Padme, doing the 1-inch punch and all of that. I wanted something epic, and that's what I thought we were going to get. I was like, okay, I can forgive some of this stuff that happened in The Force Awakens as long as you do this right. And they didn't do it right, and they didn't care about doing it right.
Yeah.
And a $2 super chat from Snowdub Music and Entertainment. Thank you so much, brother. Merry Christmas, my friends. Skull. Merry Christmas to you, Snowdub. And this skull is just for you, brother. Skull!
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
That's pretty much what I was saying to Disney after The Last Jedi. Oh, I was so pissed and I was so upset. And I still am. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Does this clear Disney of any wrongdoing? No, for anybody out there that's like, Loki's just got stars in his eyes because he saw Luke. No. I am going to hold them to task. I am Khan right now. They task me and I will have him. No, Disney made a mistake. But if Disney is willing to fix that mistake and rewrite history, well, then I will be here. I will watch. I will wait. And if they can do it, damn, you've done it. You have done it. If they can do this, if they can pull this off, if they can give us a future where Han and Leia never split up, Ben never becomes Kylo, Rey goes to Luke's academy and learns with everybody else, I'm okay with that.
Sounds great. And we get a heroic Luke Skywalker.
And we get a heroic Luke Skywalker.
So, that's why I like Ben Kenobi so much. I love the older mentor role in series. It's always been my favorite. And Ben Kenobi went down in flames fighting Darth Vader.
Yeah.
That is so heroic. Did he die? Yeah, he died. So what? He had sack, man.
If you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, he didn't go running away.
I can see Mark Hamill telling Ryan Johnson that if you strike me down like this, I will become more powerful than you can. And he did. And Kenobi in the original series, Kenobi in the prequel trilogy. Absolutely, I loved them both, and they're both Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's the amazing thing. When I saw Phantom Menace, I wasn't sold on him. I'm like, he's arrogant. He's like this aristocratic, arrogant. Why do I have the feeling we're taking on another pathetic life form? But then you see what happens to him at the end of Phantom Menace, and then you see what he becomes in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and you're like, okay, I'm sold. I'm completely, totally, 100% sold that this is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Anakin telling him, you know, I saved you when we fell into that nest of Gundars. He's like, oh, yes. He's like, that's what I led you to believe, Padawan. I was testing you the whole time. I could have gotten myself out of that problem, but, you know, I let you do it because, you know, you're my Padawan and you need to feel important. And he doesn't even say that, but you know he's saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the teacher. So much good Star Wars to look forward to. And they, as long as they do it right, again, I want to Gina Carano, Ming-Na, they really kicked ass. They really kicked ass. Getting to see Bo-Katan again, I love that. Those women kicked so much ass in this episode. And was it eclipsed by Luke Skywalker? Yes. But they led that episode. Those women kicked ass and led that episode.
It did. And it didn't feel out of place. It was fine.
No, it was kick ass. You believed it.
Now I will say this. I did find it a little awkward that Boba didn't rejoin them.
Yes.
That Fennec is there with the ladies, and then the next time you see Fennec, she's with Boba.
Yep.
Like, I think what rather would have happened was Boba would have came back and been involved in some capacity. I don't. Is that agenda on Disney's behalf? Maybe. Probably. But it wasn't so blatant that I cringed. You know what I mean?
That's true. And Mark, the Wrecking Crew, yes. Mark the Infinitely Tired, they were the Wrecking Crew. Yeah. Keeping heat off the Mandalorian. And it's so believable. It's like, we're going to take all the heat and we're going to get to the bridge while you sneak in the back and hit him from behind. So Mandalorian's not front and center, blowing shit up. Mandalorian's sneaking around, doing his thing. But the girls are taking all the heat. And I was excited. I was smiling. There was no pandering. They just went in and did it. They didn't say, well, we're the women. We're going to lead the charge. Blah, blah, blah. You have to respect women. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, 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 blah. They just did it. There wasn't any pandering. There wasn't any bullshit. They just went and did it. That is what we want. That is what people want. When you think of strong women, when you think of Sarah Connor from the Terminator, when you think of Ripley from Aliens, those women just went and did it. Even Vasquez in Aliens, you know. Have you ever been mistaken for a man? No. Have you?
Yeah.
She's just badass.
That's right.
And these women are just badass. When I saw Fennec,
that's funny because then her partner says, "You're such a badass."
Yeah. Yes. When I saw Fennec, there's that moment where that stormtrooper's hiding in the boxes and he like ducks his head out and she hits him between the eyes. I was like, that's some Han Solo shit right there. That is some Han Solo shit right there. You see Solo in Return of the Jedi, he is nailing stormtroopers between the eyes. It's, pew! Yeah. Yeah, there's no screwing around. They didn't screw around with it. They didn't mess it up. They made it. That's what we can get behind. That's what we can support. Don't tell us how badass they are. Don't constantly throw at us in the face that we need to be pandering and we need to be liking some character that we don't like. Just make them badass.
Yeah.
And we'll like them. We'll follow them. We'll fantasize about them. We'll buy their shit. When Kara's in the elevator and she's like banging her gun around and finally she slams it on the ground and she's like, I got it working. I was like, yes, okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. From the first time I saw her. And I understand that a lot of this people are divided over. There was going to be some division in this. Hearing people, that's not EU, Luke. That's not this. That's not that. I want to tell you guys something. They have done what we wanted. This whole episode is about doing what the fandom has been asking and demanding. And anyone that says, and I saw this over the weekend, you have won no victory over Disney. You haven't won anything. Really? We've got strong female characters that kick ass. We've got the return of Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, and he was a complete badass. They know they screwed up. And to go from a position of, we do not want Luke in any scene where he is going to take over, to, we're going to let him take over the entire 10 minutes of the last episode.
Yeah.
That is a huge shift in the way you are allowing something to be done. And from the things I have heard about Pascal knowing better than to go to KK. You don't go to KK. You don't go to Kathleen Kennedy. You don't go and talk to her about shit concerning this series. She is not the person you go and talk to. You go to Dave. You go to Filoni. Hell, you can go to George Lucas. You do not go to Kathleen Kennedy and talk to her about this series. Tells me all I need to know.
Yeah. Okay. That's wow, dude. Emotions right now are just kind of going crazy. I'm sitting here listening to you talk about the return of my hero, and I just got a text message from my brother just now as you were in the middle of that, telling me that he has COVID, and that
shit,
and he won't be coming home for Christmas.
Oh, brother, I am so
that's okay. This will be the first Christmas that I don't see my brother. We lost our parents 2 years ago. But see, so here's the thing. This is maybe Coach is stretching it a little bit too far here. I got Luke back, and that makes this Christmas special.
Yes.
My parents are gone. I'm not going to see my brother. I'll see my brother again. He's going to be fine. He's tough. He's not going to succumb to COVID. But we got Luke back, and I have you guys. So that's going to make this Christmas special in and of itself.
Yeah. Yes. And this is the first Christmas that I'm not going to have my dad around to talk to you about any of this. And that was one of the first things I thought about when I ended the show on Friday. Me and him shared the EU, and he loved Luke, and he loved Mara, and he loved their son, Ben. He thought that was so special that Luke and Mara named their kid after Obi-Wan. Little Ben.
Man, I remember everything that you told me about your dad and how y'all shared Star Wars together. He would have loved this weekend.
He would have been cheering and crying along with all of us. That reaction video, he would have been right there. He would have loved it. He would have absolutely loved it. And family is everything in Valhalla. You guys are my family. Coach is my family. Nick's my family. Mexican Iron Man. All you guys are family. And it means everything to me that I got to share this with each and every one of you. That I got to share the return of a hero. Someone I looked up to. Someone I so wanted to see be that kung fu master. That Pai Mei that taught his student everything. and that's something I had wished they had done in the Disney trilogy, is just him teaching Rey everything, and you getting to see that Yoda Luke moment, but with Luke and Rey. We saw that. We saw a picture. There was a picture. I remember going into Last Jedi where he had Rey on his back, and it said "time for training." And you're like, holy shit, he's Yoda. Luke is Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what we got. And maybe now we will. Maybe now we will. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the well wishes to Coach. Chris Persia, Keely Chow, Martin Orlando. Thank you guys so very much. 24/7 Fusion, Echo Base. I love you guys. Stone Loki, thank you, brother. Mark Dampling Tired Show Coach, some Christmas love. Valhalla bomb him with well wishes for the holidays. Indeed. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you guys so very much, because I know that you care. And that means everything. It means everything to get to share this with you guys. It means everything to get to share this with Coach. And we love you, brother. And I know your brother's going to be good. I beat it twice. I had that shit twice. And I'm still kicking. So he is going to be okay.
Yep.
Clobbering Times tested positive for COVID yesterday. He's in a bad demographic, so prayers and thoughts. Indeed. Absolutely. I talked to Clobbering Times about this yesterday. I hadn't said anything because I didn't know if it was okay to say anything. I didn't know if he had talked about it. Yes, all our prayers with Clobbering Times, all our prayers with your brother, all our prayers with your family, brother, especially over Christmas. And guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your well wishes to Coach. We will be back tomorrow. Valkyries are going to ride at noon today. So if you're used to them being on at 10, they're going to be 2 hours behind what they normally go. And thank you, Marksy. I almost forgot to give you a skull, brother. Shit, I'm all like wrapped up in what I'm talking about. Thank you so very much. And I want to end the day this way with some kick-ass Star Wars. Skull! Yeah, with some Vader. That hallway scene. We got both of them now. The father and the son in hallway scenes kicking ass and taking names. Thank you all so very much. We will be back tomorrow. Everyone have a great day, and we will catch you all later.
See you guys.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.